Hey everyone, so today we got an interesting video for you guys today. We're going to be looking at a recast American Girl doll. This doll was a little bit expensive considering that she's not a real doll. She was $7 at the thrift store, but she's still cute, but there are some ways that you can tell that this is a recast doll and not a real one. So we're going to go over them. As you can see, her head is smaller than a real doll, and I'll show you my hand on the head of the other doll. So see how my hand is stretched out a little bit more when I'm holding Ahsoka's face? When I'm holding the other doll's face, you can tell that it's a smaller head. This doll, show you side by side. See, the head is quite a bit smaller. And this girl, his name is Amity. I had to look that up and find it because she's not the most common doll, but she is a recast, and I could show you some things to be on it if you look close. See, here's Ahsoka's nose, and you can see she's got like the little drop thing under her nose, and she has the open mouth smile with the teeth. Now, we're gonna take a really close look at this girl here. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the nose is exactly the same. And she has a little drip part, and she has an open mouth. And the mouth is shaped the same, and if you look very, very close inside her mouth, you probably can't see, but she does have the molded teeth. They're just painted differently. They're painted completely straight across, but she does have the teeth molding inside her mouth. They just didn't paint them correctly, but she does have molded teeth inside. So that's one way to tell that this is a recast doll. And I'm going to show the ears too. That's a dead giveaway. When you're looking at dolls, their ears are a complete dead giveaway. So if you see this doll's ear? See how it's got that sort of detailing? See, it's got this part here in the inside part of the ear. Now we're going to look at Amity's ear. It's the same. It's got the same detailing here. And I will show them. You can kind of really see that detailing is the exact same detailing. So there is no difference in their ears other than Amity's ear being a little bit smaller. The details are the same. And when you see that, it's because the doll is recast. The ears are the complete dead giveaway that you are getting a recast doll rather than just a doll that's made with a new face mold that looks a little bit different than American Girl. This doll uses an actual American Girl mold. It's just shrunken down, and it's so weird, you know. And I don't dislike her. I don't dislike her. I wouldn't have bought her if I didn't think that she was cute, but it's super weird. Look. These are her eyes. She has sleep eyes, and they are blue, and she has the red hair. And some people might think that she does look like my Nelly doll a little bit, and she does, but she's actually based on the classic mold because a Josefina face mold wasn't around when this doll was actually recasted, because she is marked 1991, so this is a really old fake American Girl doll. So this is from when they just had the historical dolls, and she has, actually some people have said 1995, but her body tag says 91. So I don't know how long this was in the works or any of that. Her hands, let me show you her hands. They're not the same actually, but I will show you. See, this doll has two fingers together, and all the other fingers are apart. This doll all of her fingers are apart. So she doesn't have the same hand mold. I think it's actually a baby doll hand mold. So she doesn't have, yeah, because it looks like a baby doll arm, which is so weird when you think about it. It's so weird. And her feet are not the same either, but they're very close. Like you can see, these are her feet, and they're painted toenails because she's an older doll and someone was playing with her, which I'm okay with. And you can see the bottom of the feet is very different because they actually have the toes details. I'm going to show you Kimber's feet because all American Girl dolls have the same feet. Just give me a minute to get her shoe off. Oh. See, the feet mold is very similar, but it's flat on the bottom. Where the feet here are not flat on the bottom. They have this little ridging to them. So I don't think the feet mold is the same. I think they just stole the head mold to make this doll, which is, it's weird. It's super weird. But yeah, she does look to be a recast doll, which are pretty rare to find a shrunken head recast doll because it's something that they have done with other doll lines, just so you guys know. They made Monster High dolls with shrunken recast heads, and they made Ever After High dolls with recast heads, and it is something that companies do. They do this to make money. But American Girl dolls are rarely counterfeited because they're very valuable, and they don't really have them at most stores. And this was actually supposed to be just a store brand doll. She was called Precious Playmates Amity and Historical Collection. So she was sold, I believe, originally at Kmart. I got her at the thrift store, but she was originally sold at Kmart stores, I believe. This was like a store brand doll, but because the head was shrunken, Mattel probably never sued them. Or maybe they didn't, we never knew. Yeah. But since the head was shrunken, they couldn't really say it was the same. So yeah, but that's something that toy companies do. They either shrink the heads or they change a couple details around to make them look a little bit different than the real doll. But this doll actually was made. Basically what they did was they took an American Girl doll head, and what they did was they made a mold around the head. But when they poured the plastic in to make the new head was shrunk, probably because it's made out of a different vinyl, because it is made out of a different vinyl, it shrunk. So it's not the same size, but it has all the same detailing as the real doll head. So it freaked me out when I realized that this was a recast. I thought it was just like a fake doll that was just, kind of cute, but it's actually a recast doll. And I believe her eyes are the same size as Bitty Twin, maybe. So she's quite a bit smaller. She might have the same head size as like a Bitty Twin, but she's not got the same head size as a regular American Girl. So that's something to keep in mind. Recast dolls are out there, and this is kind of what they look like. So yeah, keep it in mind, and you can try to avoid this if you don't want a fake doll. But I actually have her because she was so interesting. And for $7, it's not that bad. This is actually her original dress and everything. So she's kind of collectible in a way because they didn't make that many of her. And I haven't seen another one for sale. So it's something to keep in mind. Yeah, if you actually see one in the original dress, it might be worth picking up because it might be kind of collectible in a way. But make sure you keep in mind that these dolls are not the real thing. Even though a doll's recast, it's still a fake. Yeah. I think there's some things that you forgot to mention about Amity here. Her limbs are actually sewn on differently than a regular American Girl doll. Yeah, that's right. She doesn't have the posability. Her limbs are actually... She's built more like a biddy because she's cloth here. Instead of having the joint, she's cloth. Her arms are the same way. So she's cloth here, cloth here. So she only has like 3/4 arms, where these dolls have full arms. That's, I believe, the terminology for that. Yep, that's right. That's the terminology. And another thing to point out is that this doll is pretty old for a fake. She's probably early, like, to late 90s. So for a while, I believe this doll was actually made as a fake when Pleasant Company... Yeah, she would have been made when Pleasant Company still owned the company and not Mattel. And that may be another reason why there was no lawsuit over this. So yeah, something to keep in mind if you're looking for an American Girl doll. You want to try to avoid a fake, unless it's really cheap. Like I said, she was $7, so she wasn't a lot of money. So that's why I ended up getting her, because she wasn't a lot of money. But yeah, if they're not a lot of money, I'd say go for it. If you just want to have a fake doll. I just wanted to have a fake doll, so I went for it. I've actually seen 2 other fake American Girl dolls at stores, but they were really beat up, so I passed on them. And I believe they were also recast, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, so recast dolls often show up at thrift stores. So that's a place to look if you're looking for a recast or fake American Girl doll, because they're not easy to get, fake ones, because Mattel really does crack down on it. They're not illegal to own, but they are illegal to make. So just a disclaimer, don't try to make one because it's illegal. So yeah. And thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more content. Bye, everyone.